What's going on, everyone? This is Non-Fungible Guys, the podcast. We talk about Web3, crypto, and everything in between. It's been a while since I had the honor of doing the intros. Devon's kind of taken it upon himself to do it, but I am NFG Ryan, and I am half of the host. I'm joined by always, bro host.
Devon C. Codrington.
He went with the C today, folks. I thought it was just going to be Devon Codrington, but I like, you should add Esquire after that. Devon C. Codrington Esquire. I like it.
Oh, man.
So what's up, buddy? How are you doing?
I am good. I'm great. Thank you so much for
butchering the intro?
I was gone. No, the intro was great.
Okay.
It was great. I didn't realize I had taken it over. Thank you so much for carrying the podcast behind the scenes, you and the producer, while I was away. I'm back and I'm ready. Well, actually, I'm not ready, but sometimes you just got to jump in.
That's my motto, buddy.
Yeah,
don't do research. That's my go-to. Don't do self-research. Anyways,
oh man,
what do we got for the episode today, buddy?
Research on what though? Like, what would we have to research today? Like, what's happening?
Lots are happening. You want to do the intro?
No, I can't do the intro. Okay,
why not? We have a special
Moon
guest. You got it. Why don't you do the intro, Devon? There you go. We have a special guest.
Guest with us today. Everyone's special. This is my favorite episode because the episode that we're recording is always my favorite. So Moon Bearer, I can't say the word.
Moon Bearer.
So he's the bearer of the moon. He's brought the moon to us.
Yes.
Moon Bearer is on our episode today. Moon Bearer, what is up? How are you?
Doing good. Thank you so much for having me here. And yeah, thank you for putting my name correctly. Like I bring the moon, right?
So I guess let's start. How did you get the name?
In retrospect, it's such a stupid name, right?
Devon's a stupid name.
No,
Moon
actually,
Bear is good.
For one, I actually really like the name. I was just thinking about that before the episode when I was getting this juice box. I was just like, Moon Bear is a good name. My other name is like Interstellar, so like I'm with it. It's cool. How'd you pick yours?
Yeah, when I got into crypto, I think it was 2017. Everybody was talking about moons and Lambos, and me being fresh to it all, I thought, oh, this is great, and everybody wants the moon, and I want to bring it, and so yeah, I ended up being Moon Bearer, and never changed it since.
I
just
like it.
Build on top of it.
Yeah, when Bearer doesn't have that quite a ring to Moon Bearer.
Nah, when Lambo neither.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes so sense. Now that as you say that, I'm like, oh yeah, of course. Everyone was talking about moon. Like, so it's going to be moon, rocket, Lambo, one of those things, or jet ski. Although I didn't catch on as much. Yeah.
What was the other one? Seaplanes. The Cardano friggin' picked the seaplanes out of the security bot crap. But anyways, that's almost an inside joke.
Oh, gee, that's a deep cut. I don't think people know about that, right?
Well, anyone in Cardano space would know seaplanes. That was stupid.
What do you?
It was when
is that why that's in Cardopoly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about an actual piece on the game, but I think that's like, if you say seaplanes in most Discords, they all just start laughing because they know it's like when you got to verify you're not a human or you are a human by picking the pictures. And seaplanes was like it just kept going on for, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. You're just clicking seaplanes all day.
Gotcha. I did not even know that. I thought it was traffic lights.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one, anyways.
We're off
on a tangent.
One cuts the other picture. You don't know if you choose another one as well or just the main one. It's so confusing.
Yeah, it's got the corner of the light. You're like, is this included or not?
No, it's so annoying. And then all we're doing is training AI when we do that.
Does the tip count? Pretty much, right?
It always counts. I always count it. That's a win for me. The tip's always a win for me.
It counts. Ryan's all tips, so
yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay, my God.
Oh, we're starting off great.
If you're a first-time listener to the episode, strap in. This is what it's going to be about. But more importantly, let's get to Moon Bear. Moon Bear, welcome. Thank you. We have talked about your project. Actually, I was like, your project. Did you make it? I don't know. Talked about your project for a while. Let's start at the beginning.
Did you just get muted?
Project.
Oh, there you go. What was your question? You muted out there for a second.
Oh, man, I said let's start at the beginning here. Like, what do you do? What's your project? Tell us about what you're doing in the crypto space.
Okay, so it goes a while back. So I got seriously into crypto in the end of 2020. So I dabbled in before, but I got serious about the space in 2020. As everybody, I think I had like 15 to 20 different coins. And when everything, went down in, I think, April, March 2021, I thought, okay, I can't keep track of it all. I just want to choose something where I feel comfortable with. So I looked into my holdings and I did some research. And I thought, okay, the ethics of Kusama and Polkadot are where I find myself, like a builder space and something for the future where a lot of things should happen on. And I thought, okay, I'll dabble into this and get rid of the rest. And I found myself in a very, very open and welcoming community. And I came up with that golden ticket because you could, in Kusama and Polkadot, you can have your Polkadot and your Kusama, which are tokens, and you can lend them to projects who want to build on the chains of Polkadot and Kusama. This is called a crowd loan. So projects rally up the community to back them into building their project. After a period of time, you get your Kusama or your Polkadot back that you loaned to the project. So it's 200% safe. And compared to the ICO craze, the money is not gone. You get your tokens back. So I came up with the phrase that these are golden tickets, right? Your Kusama token is a golden ticket. You give it and you get something great for it, and you partake and you get native tokens from the project that you're backing. So I coined, for me and for the people around me, I coined this golden ticket. And back then I was in contact with a guy called Alison Bob, and he said I should mint it as an NFT, the golden ticket. So I came up with a golden ticket. I created one and I minted it as my first ever NFT on Singular on RMRK.
Nice.
And that was basically the start of it all, man. I became an NFT creator afterwards. And I mean, we can do a little cut here and jump into other topics, but this is where the journey actually began, right?
Oh, nice.
Because afterwards, that guy, Alison Bob, Alison Bob again, he started a community called Chaos DAO, which was an invite-only Discord channel where he gathered the most knowledgeable and level-headed people in the ecosystem and gave them a personal invite to their closed Discord. And I was one of the first members, and me, getting into or having a background in arts and creating real life arts, I felt like I wanted to give something to the community to wear as a badge. And everybody knows about profile pictures and NFTs being profile pictures on Ethereum and such. So the Discord was called a multi-layer ape protocol, because that Discord contained all kinds of different people. And I wanted to resemble this in a profile picture. So I came up with a Chaos DAO profile picture apes. And
that's why the gorilla has the layers in the, that's so cool. I just thought it was just your design choice.
No.
Okay,
It's all different kinds of layers. And like the community members all have different kinds of layers and all are from different levels of knowledge. So I thought, okay, we do this. I do this as 99 apes, and I give them away in the beginning to the core members of that community. So we, as a group, we can resemble this on the social medias, like we belong together. And that's cool. Pretty quickly took flight.
Wow.
And all the people are there are just KSM people, right? Like it's just Kusama, Polkadot, Kusama blockchain peeps. Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
And those took off because the floor price is like last one. When I was looking, it was like 210 KSM. Kusama was the floor price. It's sitting around there. That's pretty good.
Yeah, right.
That's impressive.
It was a crazy run up. I think the top sale was on the secondary market for close to $60,000.
Wow.
Of Kusama.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You know what else is crazy? Random monkey fact. There are over 264 different species of monkey around the world.
No way. Gotta get blown then.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit you. We're gonna hit you with the monkey facts all day.
I got the next one.
I knew Devon had something lined up, so I had to get it out first.
I know you get it out first. I'll wait. Actually, I'll wait.
All right.
The next one's gonna be a doozy. Okay, let's go back before we even keep on going down this and get wild. what did you like about the ethics and ethos of Polkadot and Kusama spoke to you? What did you like about that? Like, what is that drew you to that?
Yeah, so specifically talking about Kusama is because it's a canary network for Polkadot.
Yep.
So it's not testnet or anything, but it's a real working ecosystem. And what attracted me was that it was designed and open for people to build in and on top of.
Yeah.
So total chaos, everything could break, everything could go to shits. It doesn't matter. People would actually welcome it because it's full of developers trying new stuff and, getting their visions to life and everything. And actually, a couple of people even broke the network via sending batch calls of emojis on NFTs.
Oh,
hilarious.
That's a funny story.
So they just flooded a bunch of NFTs and the network just couldn't handle it?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's cool. They flooded a bunch of emojis to emote different NFTs. Because Singular or Remark, also the base that I'm working on, we're going to get to that later. They have those eggs where birds would hatch from, and they would hatch in the form or in the colorways of most emojis. So there was a guy.
Canaria? Is this?
Canaria, yeah.
Canaria,
so we're starting to jump into the Remark, Singular, Kusama space. So that's why it's all interesting. To me, it seems so technical. Like everything, all the talk around Polkadot, especially Polkadot, seems very tech heavy when it comes to conversation.
Yeah,
but I love the whole concept of everything with sending emotes to an NFT to alter what it's going to become. Like I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, definitely. But this is also a treat for us because we had Bruno at Bitfalls on our podcast, I guess, last year. And of course, him talking about it was like, okay, holy crap. And we've talked about it a lot since then, but it's really, really cool to have someone else in the space explain it. And I can now be like, oh, thank God we didn't get that wrong. So yeah, no, feel free to re-explain it to the level that Ryan's dad is not going to understand.
It's true.
But no shade to your dad, but he's just listening.
Yeah, he's a dumb.
That's not a dig. It's not a dig. Sorry, Ryan's dad. Oh man.
I think.
Sorry. Good.
Oh my God. I think I'd like to keep it on a very high level because deep diving into is way too much to take in for the first session. I think we would need a couple of therapy sessions for most of people who dabble with NFTs on Ethereum to understand what's going on. So when we can do this via the example of the Canarias, and then we can go back to my things. So you could emote these eggs, and it would determine what kind of color bird would come out. And this is how people batched the emotes and broke the chain twice. The specialty about Remark Standard and with this Canaria is that you have a base bird, which is your base NFT, and you have different equipables, or I think you call them wearables, where you have different items that you can attach to the NFT. Right? It doesn't change the base NFT, but it changes how it looks, how it is displayed. And this is basically the beauty of it, that you can change your NFT and the looks of it and the purpose of it, and you can add everything that you want to it.
Interesting.
Okay, that's cool. That's a good high level way of keeping it to have people understand that. Yeah. So, what are some other things that projects have done, or yours or whatnot, with emotes and sending things to NFTs?
Well, they did they come out with the dragon eggs too, right? Or the referendum dragon eggs came out with something. I can't remember exactly what happened with there. Do you remember that? The referendum was eggs, and then you needed to vote and have different rare pieces, and it became, I have a baby dragon, but then I didn't have anything else to evolve it to the next step.
Yeah, because you never
right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's called liquid NFTs, and they can always evolve. That is a pretty funky thing to do. I mean, just think about Bandersnatch on Netflix. Just think about.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Like you can choose which resource or which next resource you accept, and then determine the way that you want to go. I mean, this is just a very high level use case of these liquid NFTs. And we made use of it via a liquid banner. And if we want to jump into this very quickly, because that was freaking exciting. We've sent out a bunch of banners. I think it was 20,000 and a bit to addresses on Kusama. And we started with a pitch black banner with the beginning of a storyline. And
okay, let's pause there. I'm so sorry. I always do this. I'm always like interrupting shit. But like I want to pause there because we have them, right? And we
did get airdrop the banners.
Yeah, this is like the biggest foray into that I've been a part of. So I kind of want to take this part slow. But before we get there, Ryan, I'm surprised you didn't jump in and say it's kind of like choose your own adventure. I think we talked about that.
We did talk about it on our last episode. I was going to let him finish, and then I was going to have a couple questions to follow up.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, how about you go? And then I'll say some stuff after.
Well, I was going to say you airdropped 20,300, I think is what the website I got the information there. And how did you determine what wallets to airdrop? Did you just randomize like, hey, go pick 20,000 wallets, or was there a theme to it?
There was no specific theme to it. It was determined on if you're active on Singular or not. So are you into NFTs or not? Because, I mean, it wouldn't be too hard to, I don't know, get 100,000 Kusama addresses, right?
Right.
But in the end of the day, you want to give it to people who are at least have shown a bit of interest in NFTs. Otherwise, it's too big of spam.
So you basically chose, 20,000 active wallets in a sense.
Yeah.
Did you have a time frame? Like, was it like active in 3 months, 6 months, a month?
Yeah, the time frame was active on RMRK 2.0.
Okay.
Which has been out for a 3/4 year.
Okay.
So, yeah. I mean, obviously, we are in the market situation right now. Let's call it by its name. It's bollocks, it's shit, it's downtrend.
Yeah.
And not everybody is paying attention, especially not everybody is looking into his NFT wallet all the time. So, yeah, we were amazed by the output of this.
Yeah, I was going to say, because you airdropped, the 20,300. And then what, how many interacted with the initial banner, the dark banner?
Yeah, so we have a total of over 4,000 interactions. It took a wallet 3 interactions to get to the final Nana Bana or Banana.
What did I write down? Nana, Nana Banana.
Nana.
There's so much
I thought
banana.
it was just Nana.
No, the banner was Nana Bana, and then the next phase is just Nana right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
The NFT is Nana, right?
I remark to myself, choose another fruit on the next time because it just confuses me by now.
Ryan doesn't even, Ryan, when we talk about it on the phone, he doesn't like saying, he's just like banana.
I hate
doesn't like saying it.
I don't know why.
I
just say banana. I'm like the banana NFT. I'm just like, forget it. I'm not going to say Nana, but it is Nana NFT, or that's what's called. Nana.
So for someone listening is probably like, what the hell are these guys?
What are we talking about?
Right? So okay. So the banner is an NFT. Airdropped, you kicked out there to people to active or semi-active or whatever wallets that interact with Kusama, and you kick them out resources, and if someone doesn't interact with it, like what if they
it just stays as dark, right?
Just stays.
Yeah, it just stays as the NFT. Basically, it is like we sent you a new layer to lay over your baseball card. For example,
nice.
Like this is what we did when you interacted with it and you accepted a new resource. Then you would, we would do a snapshot and then see, all right, who interacted in a certain time frame to then airdrop the next episode, because it was a visual change between the airdrops and the next stages, but it also contained the next part of a 4-part storyline.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was fun. So for anyone that has never interacted with Singular or RMRK in it, so what happened was you have a little button under your NFT, and that's where your resources are. So you would have clicked there. You would have had a little, I guess the little icon turns yellow to let you know that there's a new resource. Yes. So then you would click that, and then actually for me, it's Talisman would open up, and I'd actually have to approve accepting the new resource. So for anyone that would be worried about like some nefarious people just sending random shit to your NFT to steal your information. Like you still have to accept it. You have to accept it yourself and approve the transaction. So if you're thinking, oh no, I don't want to do this, then you have that option as well, right?
Yeah, and you got the safety that only the creator of the NFT can actually send you new resources.
Right. That's right. Yes.
At least I would have to whitelist it.
Right. Okay.
Cool.
And then once that would go, you would see what it would, at that point, you would see dark went to dawn. And instead of just like a black banner picture, it ended up changing to dawn, and you could see like a skyline of a city. And then like you said, the lore or story had changed a little bit, or it was a new part.
Yeah. It was a totally new part. And you explained it perfectly correct. And this way the banner would evolve and the storyline would evolve. So people who thought, okay, this is interesting because we received so many messages of people like, oh, this was my first ever interaction with the NFT 2.0. Thank you so much for this.
Yep.
Why did I get this? And we just did it. I mean, it's also a use for the project, but it was also to give everybody who ever dabbled with NFTs on Kusama the option to actually experience, right, what this could be, that an NFT doesn't have to be a static picture that just sits in your wallet and is dead.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what Bruno was saying to us, like how he explained it. He's like, it's like, look at Bored Apes. Instead of minting another serum, you would just send it as a resource to the NFT. And then it changes. It's like a liquid NFT, right? Like you don't have to mint a whole nother thing. I could send it as a resource. So with resources, I wanted to get this, I guess, question out of the way. Could you have sent, could you send 3 different resources and like have it so that it's almost like a choose your own adventure? Or are you limited to one resource per, I guess, NFT?
No, you can send multiple resources. One NFT can also have multiple resources. This way you can basically, when I would send you 3 different resources, one is green, one is yellow, and one is blue, and determine on which color you choose, you go into a different route. Like, let's call it Bandersnatch style on Netflix. Like you determine your own adventure. That would be totally possible, and it would be freaking awesome if some project would actually pick up on this, because you could end up in 2 totally different corners of the room in the end of the day, depending on where you go.
Yeah, that's where my mind went once we started kind of getting involved with this. I was like, oh man, someone could, like, even an author could write like even if it's just the lore. And you choose your own adventure, and that's it. Like you choose where you want to go with the storyline. And I don't know, there's like, you guys opened my eyes to a whole thing of like what you could do, even as like even us dropping an episode as a podcast, and we decide, hey, we're gonna send the video out as a resource. Is that possible?
It is, absolutely. You could send a video. You could send out a track cover, like a CD album cover of your podcast. And you could send out every new episode to every holder of those CD covers, and they could put them in their album, and you could build like an album over time.
Oh shit! I think we just figured out what we're gonna do, Devon.
Yeah, we were talking about this, and we literally talked about this, but we didn't have it conceptualized. So thanks. Let's talk after, and let's do that.
That's a great.
So also. I'm just about to accept my Nana Bennett.
It's too late now, buddy.
I have Night. I should probably do this.
So if so would it change right now if he accepted the new resources?
If you get the new resource, I mean, we sent it out a good while back, but if you have the new resources, accept it.
That was going to be my next question.
What?
If it stays too long, does it expire?
No, it doesn't expire.
Interesting. Okay, so it's always now. Could you say you accidentally sent out a resource and then realize, oh shit, I screwed something up? Could you claw back and then redo it?
That would be a very interesting question for my team of developers who behind all this magic that happens with NFTs.
Yeah. I'm curious because it's like you realize there's something wrong. Yeah, right. Go ahead. Yeah, because I was like, you know how you're so excited to send it out, and then you realize like 10 minutes after, you're like, oh shit, no, there's something we didn't want in there, and then are you able to claw it back and take that resource back?
Yeah,
or would you
noted what happens What happens if I accidentally send feed pics?
Yeah. There you go. Just the tip of your toe.
Oh my God! Stop.
That's okay. So that's awesome. So Devon, did you accept
progress? Yeah, just waiting on for Kusama to accept the
talisman.
Confirm. Yeah, talisman.
Yeah.
Well, talisman. Don't do that. Don't
do what?
Do that. You think? Because I did it through talisman. They're just waiting on the network to confirm it. All right, it's these piece of shit.
You just wait for the confirmation.
I'm so sorry for that. Yeah, accepted resource. We're good. Ban is changed. All right.
So what does it look like now?
Are
the apes climbing the side
these guys,
of the building?
So the little guys climbing up the side of the building. The bat is crossed out, and then there's the banana.
Hey, Devon, did you know that monkeys have tails, but apes don't?
Oh, I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Another monkey fact.
Okay. All right. If we're there, I got this. And this is one from earlier because we talk about these things. Great apes and humans have the same blood types: A, B, AB, and O. So these types were developed over 20 million years ago. So I mean, maybe theoretically you could get some blood from a great ape, like maybe a gorilla. So keep that in mind.
To me.
Imagine.
That's pretty wild when you think that.
Could I get their superhuman strength if I had blood transfusion?
Right?
I would try.
Gorilla blooding you, and then all of a sudden you can lift cars. Oh,
you
my
mean
gosh!
You mean that works like a spider bite?
Yeah, exactly.
Much. Yeah, eating bananas all day.
Someone's out there's tried it. We haven't gone this long as humanity. Someone's tried a blood transfusion. I'm sure of it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so project-wise, what NFT? What other NFTs do you have going on? And how does the? I know you airdropped the banner, but what about the rest of the project? Well,
hold on.
Give us the rundown.
Let's go. It went from dark to dawn to night with a K.
Yeah.
To Nana Bana.
The one I just accepted.
You just accepted, and then so that was done, and then you guys did a stealth drop, correct? Or did you do the recording before the stealth drop?
No, we did the stealth drop before.
Sons of bitches, I missed it.
Yeah,
I didn't clue in. I didn't read the signs. They're all right there.
Yeah, we let's say we like to do things a little bit off track.
Yep.
And I mean, I think we are the only NFT project that ever said, okay, we've been building on something for over a year, and we're not going to announce that we're finally selling it. Right? Yeah. So what we did is, I mean, we gathered some traction via this airdrop and those liquid banners. And those people who paid attention would read the lore and the storyline, and they knew that, all right, Nana is the way to go. The answer is Nana, because storyline is basically that it's an empty city. It's cold, it's night, it's dark. It's, there's no happiness, nothing. And there should be a hero coming back into the city, or there needs to be a hero that revitalizes the city and brings back the light and the joy and everything. So we thought it would be funny to call in a superhero. That's why there's that beam into the sky and everything is like na 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 na. And then we stop it and say Nana.
Yes.
And this actually transfers to the nanas that we're selling right now, and which is sort of an egg. Let's call it this way. When Canaria was coming from an egg, the cross chimp. I know you have difficulties with the name, but it's actually cross chimp.
It's funny because I wrote that in the. That's why I wrote.
That's
the notes.
why it's in the show notes.
Only because in the audio they call it cross chimps. I'm like, sons of bitches. They're calling it cross chimps now.
We're sitting here calling it ApeXChimpz.
Yeah, I know.
ApeXChimpz. I call it everything.
It could be ApeXChimpz because we have the apes in our lineups and we have the chimps, and then it could be the ApeXChimpz, like the apex animals.
Yep.
And yeah, there's so many different combinations.
It all worked, but it ends up it's cross chimps.
Cool.
Yes.
Fair enough. Okay. So
these.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, these bananas they work as an egg. And the storyline is that the hero is coming to the city. There's the rumble in the jungle, and those cross chimps are highly intelligent, they're highly versatile, and they can, bring upsides to every store, every business, everyone within the city. And you could lure one in or attract one with a nice banana, because they're all hungry and stuff. So you want to lure them in with a nice banana, and you can befriend them. And there's 5 different kinds of bananas, and there's 5 different tribes of cross chimps. So depending on which banana you get, you can attract different cross chimps.
Does the color of the bananas go with the fur? I guess is my question. Would it be, or is it just that's my theory, is that the color of what they are would be, I guess, the color of the cross chimps. That's a theory of mine. You could confirm or deny it.
You can see him looking.
He's like, what can I say?
Yeah. So here's a little drop for you. Yes, it does determine the look of the cross chimp, but it also determines the, let's say, career path of the cross chimp.
Okay.
So
cool.
There might, maybe the blue barbars might be more suited for a different career path than the mellow yellows, for
It's
example.
funny you said that, because I'm looking at them and I'm like, but what career path does a fancy pansy do? You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I'm trying to think. I'm like, he's a chauffeur or a butler, or like,
they're fancy.
They're
the top of the
electrician. Like, it's cool though. I like the blue barbers. They all look cool. Yeah, good.
I'm trying to remember.
Maybe even the fancy pansies, maybe they end up being the most unfancy ones. You never know, right? I mean,
right. Good point.
I think with ApeXChimpz, the most mind blowing and the most funny outcome is sometimes the most probable one, I would say.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
I'm trying to remember. Oh, I got the furry fusion. I like the blue and the gold to it. I think it's blue gold. Yeah, blue yellow. Sorry. Yeah, I picked mine up because I'm having so much fun with it. So I was like, what, I gotta jump in. So
nice.
I wanted to get all 5, but Christmas around the corner. Can't spend all your money on yourself, right? Stupid kids. I jumped in on. I just got it like a couple days ago, so it would be Silence. Yeah, I think that's the one. Let me just double check. I'll open it back up. I think
just for some context, we launched in a stealth phase, which was unannounced and which doesn't have any promised perks or anything. So basically, people who aped in early, they might have gotten a little bit of a better price, but they didn't know anything, right? Yes. So we did this for 48 hours, and it was a very big success because those people who've been with the project, they knew something good was coming. And then we went into the silent phase after 48 hours, where the price did increase a little.
Yep.
But also the information's increased a little. And this was going on until there was a certain threshold of numbers of bananas in the collection.
Have we hit that threshold now? I know we were kind of getting up there.
We did.
Oh, congrats. So are we on to the next phase now?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
So we came up with some interesting nanonomics. So it's not tokenomics, but nanonomics. And we thought, okay, it should always be the right time to jump in, right?
Nice.
So in the beginning, you have a better price, but you have less information. Then you have more information, but a less low price, even though it's still low. It's below $100, which is crazy, people, what this is going to bring. And now we have just reached the jungle phase after the silence phase. In the silence phase, we went out, we said, okay, we're doing this and it's going to be good. But now in the jungle phase, which is crossed at 750 bananas in the collection. So we already at over 750, close to 800 now. We said, okay, this is the jungle phase. This is where we start beating the drums. This is where we start the rumble in the jungle. And this is where we start announcing family and friends and who's actually on board and which direction it's all going to.
Interesting. Okay. So Okay, I didn't even realize we'd hit jungle yet. So I got in on silence. So that gave me one clone nana, right?
Yes, exactly.
That's so reward. Oh, exclusive jungle phase item. Oh, so you have kind of given more reward. It's a little bit more higher price, but you've given up a couple more rewards as well. I see. So a second clone. So does that mean someone that buys in this phase would get two clone nanas and the one that they have already?
Yeah, this is very confusing, and we try to get the wording right.
Yes.
Because it is so confusing. So when we reach, so the promise in the silent phase was or is when we reach 750 bananas in the collection, everybody who ever bought a banana and has this banana in his wallet at the end of the sales phase. So it doesn't work that you buy it and you sell it.
Yes.
If you have it in your wallet in the end of the sales phase, you get a clone.
Clone,
that means
okay.
If you have a Furry Fusion banana, you would get a Furry Fusion clone after the sale ends.
Okay.
So doesn't matter if you bought in silence or in stealth.
Yep.
It doesn't matter when you bought. And now that we reached those 750, everybody who ever bought a banana gets a clone. And the good thing is now we are in the jungle phase where we start rumbling, right? And there is the promise how could it ever be? Twofold of 750 is 1,500. So when there's 1,500 bananas in the collection, everybody would not receive one, but two clones.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter at which phase you buy. So you could buy now, and when we reach 1,501, you would get two clones.
Okay. So
gotcha.
That's okay. I see. I read the wording, but yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was literally wondering the same question. I actually kind of like it. It's like you guys have incentivized buying early, but you've also flipped it on its head to make it that if you do buy quote unquote late in the jungle phase, there's still it's always a good time to buy.
It's like a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, it really
you're selling, you get the clone either way. So so that makes sense. So because sorry, go ahead, Devon.
So you're also getting your collection. I don't even know how to call it, distribution or whatever, is out there though. Like, because once you hit the jungle and we hit the 1,500 threshold, and then the two get kicked out, we're kind of like, and out there becomes the 3,000, I guess, right? Or like in general, like is that?
Yeah, in general, that is. I mean,
amongst the holders that are out there, yeah,
there'll be 1,500 nanas, but then there'll be 1,500 clones.
Chips.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
we got it.
We do have some gifted nanas in the lineup. For example, we have had 99 gifted nanas, which we distributed to ape holders of the 99 apes. So they always get what we do.
Right.
But these nanas are also counting into the total count of bananas in the collection, but they don't clone. So they are actually deflationary when you want to see it this way.
Good.
So the reason behind the whole nanonomics and cloning and giving people a second NFT and stuff is because so many people have one NFT and they end up, maybe while selling it, and they always find themselves in a tough spot. Should I sell it? I only have one. What happens if it goes up? What happens if it goes down?
So cool.
So
yeah.
I always say, if you jump into an NFT, always get one to rock and one to stock, right?
That's great. One to rock, one to stock. I like
one
that.
To stock.
Yeah, write that down.
It's funny. This is really interesting because in Cardano, where we've been playing most of the time, like there's people that like flip and zip, right? And like that's one of the things. But we've never heard like one to rock and one to stock. So it's interesting when you go cross-change and you hear about the same concepts that we're seeing, not done the same way, not at all. Like it's still cool to go over and see things elsewhere, like how you guys have done things. But some of the same things are the same, which is like, yeah, you go into a project, and I'm there with many other projects, and I want to like participate in some of the growth via secondary or something else, or maybe it's incubation or whatever. But then I'm like, I've got this one thing. And then you get to the point where you're like, oh, this is great. I'm happy I'm on this project. I want to sell it or whatever. But then when you do, because you only have one, you're out. And then you're like then what? You sold it to buy another, and like if the floor is doubling for you, you don't really get that benefit. So I actually really, really like this, which is why Ryan he buys out, like he's usually going to buy 2 at a time, or usually we try to go for 3 with whatever we're doing, like one for the both, like for us to both manage and make decisions on, and then one each, and then we kind of can feel more comfortable there, because if we feel like there's something we can do, you'd be like, yeah, I'll sell mine, and like we share that way. But yeah, I really like this.
But those are boring NFTs because they don't really they're not liquid.
Sure.
You get the hook in the sinker.
Oh, dude, there's
cool.
so
That's
much
true.
potential. Like this has to be like, what's a Bored Ape like PFP gonna do? Like, you know what I mean? There's so much you could do with RMRK NFT. I don't know. It's got to be the future. I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Yeah, let me ask you this: what kind of like traction and understanding of like the future are you seeing? Like, because we're seeing projects that don't have any, that are not equipable. They're not liquid, right? They can't own, they can't do anything like that. And people are being like, yeah, fuck, this is awesome, right? Like, you're obviously getting that same level of excitement, but are people bringing other ideas? Like, are you seeing the Kusama projects get more traction outside of your typical Kusama community, or is it just the same people? Like, how's growth?
I think it started to get interesting when the bear market started to hit. And just at the verge where things could actually get traction and projects would come out with the NFT 2.0 collections and equivables and showing that tech, everything just crumbled down and died down, right?
Right.
People had no more interest. There've been high times when people would, there was so much volume on Singular in high times. And now it's so low that the tech side of the things and the evolution and the revolution of different projects that they bring to the table isn't even seen. It's freaking sad, but it's just the time that we are in. I mean, there's a couple of hardcore people that pay some interest to what is happening and play games, like, for example, Evolute, which is an RPG game. You can develop your character online and play your storyline and everything, and a couple of others. But apart from that, it's hardcore people developing on it, but there's not much traction from the outside, because let's be honest, everything's getting expensive out there. Everybody's scared of what is going to happen next, and probably it's going to get even worse. So it's not the right time if you're not a freaking degen and have your head on your shoulders and think ahead a bit. It's not the right time to spend whatever you can't afford on NFTs. Let's be honest about this.
Yeah, that's true.
And I mean, obviously, we are a project, and we're selling right now, and we're selling bananas right now. But we do this also for a certain reason. But we're also aware that the times are tough, right? But it doesn't really matter for us. And that's cool. It does matter, because otherwise the numbers would look different. But we are very, very happy with the numbers, and we are very happy that we are catering to those who are deep inside the eco, and those who pay attention, and those and
for anyone that's out there, you want to get a team, you want to get behind a project that's building in this market. We keep saying it. You don't want someone that's just like sitting still, stagnant, not doing anything. You guys are innovating and building and having fun with it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I do have my average buys every month of certain projects within the Kusama ecosystem, because there are projects that push out developments on the weekly. And if you keep your eyes open, there are projects doing stuff. There's other projects who go into different directions, but we're not talking about coins here or what should you buy. So it's just, these are the times where you want to keep your eyes open for those who build. And these are also times where doors are open for collaborations. Nice.
2 questions. What's another project that you like? And then, I'll ask that. So what's another project that you like that you've seen out there? Because we actually, Ryan might know better than me, but I don't know a lot of the Kusama projects as much, right? So
I find it hard to navigate a little bit, to sort out, especially on like Singular. I mean, I don't dabble that hard into it, but I find it a little difficult where to find new projects, or like projects in general, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Generally, for example, I mean, I don't want to favor any of the projects.
Oh, right. Okay.
I think it's a very cool idea to build a social network on a decentralized platform.
We've seen that across a couple different chains that people are trying to build that in various different ways. But well done, well played. Okay. Secondly, then I'll ask this. You can hang on to this question a bit more. You find that because of the RMRK protocol's capability of equipping these NFTs, that you're getting projects that are doing things more often? Because in other projects, you're getting people in Discord that have the games going and have community engaging things, and scavenger hunts, sometimes scavenger hunts in real life, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But you said there's projects that are sometimes doing things weekly or bi-weekly or whatnot. We're not seeing that like other blockchains as much. They're like, hey, we've got our drop coming. We've got a serum, we've got an egg, we've got a potion, we've got an upgrade, and that's coming in like months. We've got a game, and that's coming in months. Are you finding that development from the developmental standpoint, like being able, like energy-wise, effort-wise, that they're like, hey, creating something small, creating a collection that we're just going to equip to what's already out there is easier, and we can bang something like that out on a monthly basis that doesn't necessarily mean it's the biggest iteration for our project? Are you finding that projects kind of move forward a little bit more differently because what the RMRK protocol allows them to do?
Okay, so I hope I understood the question correctly when I answer it with. Sorry, could you maybe break it down a little bit for me?
Oh yeah, I'll say it one more time. Yeah, so what we'll find is that like in Cardano, you'll have a project that'll mint now in December, right? And they've minted, and things are happening on secondary, and everything's great. But then the project doesn't mint anything major again until maybe 6 months later, because it takes time for them to develop things, and they have a bigger project or a bigger picture. They're developing a game, so you might be in a project for a year and a half, and in a year and a half they have 3 mints, some more, right. But
it's almost like crowdfunding.
So I guess my question, question is, because the RMRK protocol allows you to send emotes and equip NFTs and do different things, is it like easier for developer to be like, these wallets are already out there, they're holding everything, and you're just like sending out these
resources.
The resources. Sorry, thank you. I mean, easier. So
yeah.
So are you seeing that projects kind of are interacting and giving things to their holders more frequently because of the RMRK protocol? That's my question. Thank you, everybody.
That's a good question. And I would say that it opens up the door for many, many little, let's call them drops or droplets or updates.
Yeah.
Instead of having the major stepstone, right? I feel like there's so many projects just relying on a crazy roadmap where they put in buzzwords like metaverse and whatever. Big reveal and big partners and big buzzwords, they rely on it for years. Where on the other hand, you could be a little creator on Singular, and you could come up with some funny drawings, right? Sell them for very, very cheap, get a small community base, and then start offering them add-ons. Like, for example, you could have a little mouse sitting on a tree, and then you add a ladder, so the mouse might come down the tree, right? And those who
amazing.
Oh shit!
Those who added the ladder can have the mouse on the floor, for example, and things like this. You get so much creativity that opens up to people who got the mind to be creative instead of. Oh, did he go?
I think he just shut his camera off for a second. He's probably coughing.
Instead of having this giant roadmap and this giant reliability and this giant burden to carry around with him, right?
Yeah.
So it gives you much more flexibility, and it gives you much more opportunity to build along the way instead of one big bang and then a year of nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
That is really cool. The mouse, the ladder, awesome, super cool.
Now, what did you know? Monkeys have opposable thumbs, which enables them to use tools and play games. So who knows? Maybe one day a monkey will accept your resources on their NFTs.
Didn't I recently see a video of a monkey with Elon's chip in the head where he controls the computer? Yeah.
Yep.
So the monkey doesn't need no thumb no more.
Nope, no more. You just throw that chip in them and you control them. And then you know what? AI takes over and then it's the end of the world because they'll get rid of us. But you did mention partnerships. And I didn't know if you wanted to mention the announcement that you guys had today for ApeXChimpz. You guys have the partnership announcement.
Yeah. So the ApeXChimpz, which is going to be attracted by a banana. So get yourself a nana. We have many friends out there, and in the jungle phase, we're going to announce them all. And today we announced Oak Network as one of our friends. But as we keep our style straight, we didn't announce what this partnership is going to look like or what this friendship, let's call it, is going to look like.
Okay.
But there's going to be, let's say, a few more days of friendship announcements because, we've been building this for over a year and we are very deep in this ecosystem and we've been to many events and we've been to many talks and we had a lot of phone calls and everything with a lot of teams. So there's going to be a lot of announcements. And then after we said, okay, this is our friends and this is our family, we can then go into the morphing phase, let's call it this, and actually say, all right, what are we actually building here? Why do we have an array of big partners from within this ecosystem? Why did they jump on this monkey train? And why is everybody talking about bananas and stuff? So,
I love the slow roll of everything. It just builds up that FOMO. It builds up the anticipation. It was Oak. What was it again? Oak.
Yeah.
What exactly? You don't have to say what the partnership's about, but what is Oak Network? What are they about?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess the easy. What do they do? Are they another gaming company? Are they? What are they exactly?
I think we would have to make a cut here because it's very hard for me to verbalize this.
Okay.
Basically, what Oak Network is doing is they automate your transactions as far as I can understand it.
Perfect. So, that's the answer. We'll leave it at that.
I'm glad you said that because I was looking at it and I was just like, secure and trustless automation, payments and finance infrastructure on Web3. And I'm like,
yeah, I read that today. I was like, I have to ask what it is.
That,
right?
Yeah, that to me means like maybe like, are we connecting to like crypto, to fiat or structure? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they're gatewaying this to allow, but I think there's way more stuff going on here. Like, so, you know,
gotta buy a nano then.
We'll come back, but I think they can do a lot. Like they can. Yeah, I don't know.
Listen, they're here for the long term, just like adult monkeys. They can live between 10 and 50 years old.
That's
a long time.
I know. I didn't realize that either. Yeah, they can live between 10 and 50. Who knew?
And so, sometimes when they're in zoos and they're in captivity, like if they don't have enough resources to take care of like little baby chimps or apes or whatnot, they may actually have to put the mom on birth control so that they stop incest because the son could grow up
But hey, if they were a liquid NFT, you just send them new resources. So then it doesn't need to be birth control.
Yeah, and then maybe put a ladder and then add another, and then that ladder can be used to climb to another chimp enclosure, and then you don't have to worry about that. But the fact is, birth control works.
Sounds like
so dumb.
Oh my god!
Take it off the rails. That's it. No, that's man. The possibilities are just like this is amazing.
I think I see you two guys on cam and the way you're thinking about it, like this could be possible, this could be possible, what else could be possible? What could you do with it? I mean, the opportunities that open up with this is freaking incredible. It's freaking incredible. I mean, we've been with this topic for over a year and in the weekly meetings, we come up with ideas. They are so far off the rail where we have to say, okay, this is going to be a nice stretch goal because we have to do this and this and this and this and that first. Because over the time of 1 year, we also airdropped a couple of NFTs to holders of our NFTs, of our previous NFTs. Like if you had one of the buff chimps, for example, you received a moving banner as an airdrop. And we always thought it would be good to have a buff chimp, and it would be good to have one of those moving banners, because we did those with a certain purpose. And also with the banner lures, we also did this with a purpose. So everything that we did since the finish of the apes has been done with a purpose that all ends up in this project. So it's been a long time planning, and we have a long time of planning ahead of us what we want to do. So this is basically, we got into the space, I got into the space, we built a team around it, we created a vision, we stabilized that vision, and this is going to be the legacy of ApeXChimpz, where we build and where we keep delivering. And
I think that anyone listening to this podcast right now might want to rewind and listen to what Moonbearer just said, because if I've never heard someone subtly drop and just like pay attention. So yeah, keep listening, everybody. Okay.
Yeah. Before.
Oh yeah, Ryan, you go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, with the sale of the nanas, is it officially? I know on the website it says January 15th. So if you don't hit that 1,500, either way, it's done January 15th.
Yeah. The sale is not capped by numbers. We have a script running that every time a banana is sold, a new one is minted. So we always have 20 bananas on sale. So if you are out hunting for a full set of 5 different banana tribes, and maybe you need a yellow one, but the yellow one isn't out there, right? Come back tomorrow, check again.
Interesting. I didn't realize that's how it was set up. Because I just go on singular, and I just looked and I didn't realize. So you only have, that's actually really cool. That's such a small, subtle thing, but it's very interesting. I like it.
Yeah, it keeps it interesting. We also came up with the gamification of the whole sales structure, because we thought, hey, those people who are in NFTs, they deserve some hunting, right?
Yeah, definitely. That's cool. Okay, so
I'm a total NFT degen. I got so deep, and I did so many wrong things, as everybody. But it was a lot of learning, and it sharpened my vision for what is actually necessary and what is needed and what you should take care of, right?
Yeah.
Because this is something where I feel many creators come to the space, do something, and don't really understand the magnitude of what they're doing, that people actually buy their product for a lot of money.
Yeah.
And that the money doesn't just, come out of thin air. It comes from somebody's earnings, and that you have a certain responsibility towards this. But I mean, it's an anon space. It's the Wild West. It's crypto, blah, 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 blah. I can be anon. I can go offline and nobody would care. Yes.
Yeah, no, agreed. Yeah, no, I really like that you said that. And I didn't even know you were going to go in that direction. I thought you were going to go with they don't think of the implications down the road. So they're doing something now because they see other people minting in a certain way or creating some sort of perk or whatnot. And then down the road, nothing ties in and they don't have a cohesive project. A lot of people don't think about, they make a roadmap with buzzwords like you said, but they're not thinking this might begat this.
It's not a business to them. It's just it's just an NFT thing. It's something fun I'm doing.
And that's a problem. And I mean, you can't, at this point, you can blame people. Before you couldn't, because it was so earlier and there wasn't any rhyme or reason. And there was no real even example of this being done. But now, considering the bear market, considering the things we've seen happen, considering the rug pulls, considering FTX, considering fraud and, whatever at the highest levels. I mean, I have to say it in one episode, every episode for a while. People should be a bit more aware, and they've got to have some responsibility. Very, very cool.
But in the end of the day, you can't tell the people to have that responsibility, because they're celebrities and everybody just dropping NFTs and siphoning off money off their fans. Without any use case or anything. I mean, Donald Trump, let's talk about the elephant in the room, right?
I was going to bring that up. Did you see it?
Yes.
45K supply sold out in less than a day.
Mate, this NFT collection has more utility and forward thinking than 99% of the NFTs out there.
I was shocked when I was going through the website and I was like, oh, wow, if you bought 45 NFTs, which is still like $45,000, you got a guaranteed ticket to a dinner with Trump. That was just one of the utilities.
Yeah, and one of his beautiful golf courses, and they are beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. You get to go golfing with him. It's like,
Yeah.
I was shocked at what he was offering because I heard about it yesterday and I laughed. And I'm like, I must hate free money because I should have bought a couple just because. Have you seen the market on them? It's crazy. The secondary right now.
I haven't.
I want one of the ones where he's got a rocket pack on the back.
Yeah, he's an astronaut. Listen, I checked it it's 4:07 p.m. right now. So 7 this morning I checked and it was at 615 ETH volume on secondary. I checked at 3 o'clock and it was at 15 or 1600 ETH.
Oh, wow.
He's done 1,000 ETH over the course of a day in secondary volume.
And that's people taking their money, as you said, and pouring that into the project.
Yeah, the floor price was like 0.2 ETH.
Well, mate, to be honest, if you buy a collectible baseball card, as Trump puts it, he's describing this NFT market with better words and more utility than most of the projects. It's like a collectible baseball card of one of the presidents of the United States, right?
The best, because he's better than Abraham Lincoln. I don't know if you guys heard him. Did you guys hear the announcement?
Yeah. Let's not
better
get
than
there.
Abraham Lincoln.
We're not getting there.
I was like,
regardless, he's the first president to drop an NFT, right? It is a collectible just based on that stupid fact that people will buy that crap.
But it's actually reasonable if two celebrities rally up together and bring out, I don't know what, manga girls or whatever, and they decide to rug. It's just a rug. Money lost. With a collectible card of the president of the United States, at least you got a little bit of history in your hands, right?
Exactly.
And that's true.
This rock culture of bringing out a new collection and making a new hype animal, that keeps circling back and forth on Ethereum, I believe, where we on Kusama and RMRK 2.0, we have the opportunity to develop a project from a start to a certain point where it should end up, right? Or what it should be. You can create a vision along the way. And this is where we said a year ago, okay, we have a vision, we have a clear vision of where we want to get with this. We have a clear use case that hasn't been utilized before. Let's do this. Let's go full throttle. Let's do this and let's build this. And I think even when we announce everything in the middle of January and everything is out there plain in plain daylight and explained, I think it's still going to be a hard time for people to understand what this actually means.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But this is so fun.
Yeah, but I think, oh man, what I'm about to say is I don't want this to be taken out of context, so I'm just going to keep on saying, but I believe the announcement that former President Trump has made about this NFT project will help all of us. Trump is helping all of us by awareness for NFTs. There's still a lot of people that you talk to have no idea. They're like, yeah, kind of, but the awareness is through the roof in a way that it hasn't been. So I don't think that hurts the ecosystem or the market, the status of the market. That's all I'll say about that.
No, not at all. I think the opposite, but you got to be careful, especially when things like Instagram get into NFTs. And you give people with reach the opportunity with a click of a button to turn something into an NFT. And, maybe people who are not so knowledgeable about the space, they heard about it, they think it's a good investment, and they buy. And I think we're going to see a lot of burning out there.
Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of copycat sites that are going to spin up. It's going to be terrible. I bet you right now there's probably mimic URLs and people are going to be sending their ETH into the.
Listen, I wrote an idea that I'm going to just say it out. I don't even want to say it online because I think it's a great.
Hold it.
Yeah, I'm going to mention it to Moonbear after.
Okay, cool. Well, Moonbear, I only have one more question left. And I'm good to wrap up. The only thing I was wondering is RMRK 3, I guess it is, and talking about EVM and anything like that. Do you have any thoughts on that in general? Do you have any concerns about the growth of Polkadot, Kusama, with people, going to EVM being Ethereum virtual machine or whatever it is? Any thoughts on that?
I think just because you enable cross-chain compatibility, you don't take away the base. I don't if that does make any sense.
No, it does.
So I think it just opens up and makes it way easier for people to get into projects that are on, for example, Singular. Because for me right now, or for ApeXChimpz, we are selling an NFT in Kusama. Most of the people who are listening to this podcast never heard of Kusama. Like, how the heck do I get it? What the frack is Talisman? How do I get this? Like, there's a big barrier of entry. But when you can connect your MetaMask and buy with whatever you want, boom, right?
Yeah.
And then you open up that world of equipability and liquid NFTs and everything to the whole world out there. And little Jimmy or little whoever can purchase NFTs with the click of a button and not going, I don't know, half an hour deep dive in Kusama to find out how to token.
You just made me want to do an episode on like basically the breakdown of like Talisman. What is Kusama?
Check the show notes. I already wrote it.
Did you write it down? Okay, perfect. I just
check at the very top under the bolded sections. I wrote "What is Talisman" as an episode title. So
perfect.
And I think in that episode the title will be like "Talk to Us" by Moonbearer. So you're gonna have to come back on and
hold our hand and explain everything to our listeners.
Anyways, that's what I got. Ryan, what about you? I think ape facts.
You know what? I did have an ape fact. A group of monkeys are called missions, tribes, troops, or cartloads. These groups work together to take care of the young monkeys, play and cuddle. Random fact.
Cuddle. Nice.
Yeah. So you know what, Devon? You know what your stupid four horsemen is now called? We're going to be called the cartloads.
I do not like that.
Yeah.
You're going to pick the dumbest one. Why can't you be something cooler, like a mission?
Well, we're not on a mission. We could be the tribe.
Maybe. Apes have fingerprints.
Do they?
Yeah, they're unique, just like ours. The only other species that has fingerprints are koalas.
Fingerprints?
What did I say?
Did you know that the nose of a dog is like their fingerprint?
No, it isn't. Really? Is it?
Yeah, it's all unique. The pattern on the nose of the dog is all unique.
Now people are going to start cutting off dog noses.
Why would you say that? Why did you think of that? That's terrible.
Well, I was thinking a tusk, like the elephant. Everyone wants to.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, Ryan. Do you have any questions that are serious for Moonbearer, please?
I think I asked all my questions. Moonbearer, you are.
Do you have any questions for us?
Moonbearer. Bearer.
Yeah, I think. I believe it's great that you guys sort of respect the mystery behind the project. That you don't really go into a hardcore asking around like what is this, what is that, how is that going to work out, and what is this for? It's kind of like I feel that you are in the NFT space for a long time, that you get respect for that, and that you also enjoy this.
Yes,
like enjoy.
If we didn't enjoy it, we would not be able to do it. We're more so to tell people we want to bring the people you and your personality and your ideas, and to show like this person's thinking, and they've got the ethics of what they want to do and why they're doing it. Like you can dive into the tokenomics or the nanonomics or banana nanonomics or banana nanoramonomics or whatever you want on your own time. Go check the website. We're here to like talk about you and get your feeling on things and show that you're a real person. You're not going to fuck people wrong or fuck people over and like rug pull and stuff.
And we'll definitely we'll link the socials in our show notes too, so people can just kind of one-stop shop.
Yeah, really appreciate that. I mean, it's sometimes it's tough to look behind the forehead of somebody, right? But all you can do is look at the actions and look at how he has positioned himself or the project in the past and what he did in the past. For example, when we did airdrops to people that was not announced, nobody expected this. We just did this. And we didn't have to do this, right? We didn't have to invest time and money or anything into doing this. But we believe that a project should be fun and evolving. And this is part of it, right? And this is basically what I believe in and what the team is delivering here and what we're building. And like I said, it's going to be a legacy project. We're going to work with this for a long time. We get so many crazy and off the rails plans with this. Very, very excited, honestly.
Nice. Thank you so much. Do you have any last CTA, any call to action? Is there anything you want people to do? Do you want them to follow you? Do you want them to do anything, or do you want them to do nothing?
I would like to get everybody into our Discord and ask questions. Because when people ask questions, we learn where the uncertainty is, and we can define things a bit better, like for the nanonomics with the cloning and everything. Only when we get criticism or feedback, we can learn from it. So everybody who has questions, please come in, join us, join the discussion, and find out what this nanas is about, what the history of the apes is about, what the future might be, and why we're going to do a lot of rumbling over the next couple of days when we announce friends.
Nice. All right.
We're lifelong friends now. Whether you like it or not.
Okay. Well, you heard it here. Thank you, Moonbearer. Thank you, NFG Ryan. That's all we got.
Thank you, Devon.
Thank you guys for having me, giving me the chance to present myself and the project.
You're awesome. All right. NFGs.
We out.
Nice one.
How do we stop this?
I don't know. Come on, Rick. I hope you leave this in.
I can't. Oh, it's at the top. Okay, there it is. Oh my God.